Clarion leading 7-3. We push to 149. Johnny Lovett, the returning NCAA qualifier, repping for Central Michigan, and Kyle Schickel will go. Schickel 7-7 on the season. Johnny Lovett 7-7. So someone going to have an 8-7 and above 500 record when we're done here.
Yeah, and I think both of these guys very, very deserving of that as well. Both these kind of some gritty wrestlers out on the floor, and I think both, kind of looking to have a big turn in their season. For both sides, especially Central Michigan, this is their first time getting into MAC play. This is one of those matches you can kind of circle as a turning point for both teams, and I think even, within the match, this one that I've had circled on here for a little bit.
Well, Johnny Lovett is a guy that has been very consistent over the last year, but they dropped him down to 149. Thought this would be a better weight class for him, but he has struggled to try and make that 149 weight. Takes a lot of discipline, and he's a guy that has not been wrestling for a long time. Still trying to get this 149 weight cut figured out.
Yeah, he was really good at 57 last season for Central Michigan. Ended that season 22-8, and you think about the experience he gained there, dropping him down to try to help out the lineup here, and it's kind of been an up and down season, but this guy has a high motor for the Chippewas. He's aggressive and he's strong.
They basically just flipped Lovett and Corbin Munson, who you see next at 157. Those two were opposites at 49 and 57 a year ago. Schickel, a sophomore from Lamont, Illinois, 8th at Max in the 2021 season. Last year he went 14-11. Schickel wrestled, how about this, Riley? 141, 149, 157. 3 different weight classes before he finally finished the year at 157. You talk about being a team guy and filling what you need with the injuries and things that go on throughout the season. Happy to note he's just at 149 so far this year, and he's closing in potentially on a first period takedown, and he's got it.
He does, and I think what you just said right there, Adam, says a lot for this team, because we talked about the same exact thing for Coleno before. Wrestled 3 different weight classes. I think that'll do a lot for your lineup, and what an aggressive start from Schickel.
And now Johnny Lovett trying to get 2 more. Off the mat they go. Because everybody wants to come in as a wrestler. You want to settle into your spot. You want to have your weight class, compete all year, be in lineup. You don't want to go back and forth and kind of be the utility guy, but someone's got to do that when you face the adversity. And boy, great for Schickel to go through, get the experience of last year, and now hone in on 149.
And that's, kind of the differences between the individual part of this sport and the team part of this sport, too. You might have a better individual record at, a weight class higher or a weight class lower, but you can help your team immensely by just moving 1 weight class.
Johnny Lovett in on the ankle, now trying to come through. He's got to sweep around, still neutral. Lovett trying to free those hips and come over top. Schickel holding on. Good scramble. And now Lovett in a good position again as he's hooked that right leg and gets the takedown.
Okay, great job by Schickel there to, try to fight that off for as long as he could. But Lovett stuck with it and kind of used that strength as, wow, what a return to the mat right there.
Physical.
If you took a picture of that kind of, horizontal, right from our side of the mat, it looked like Lovett was about parallel with the mat there on that mat throw of Schickel.
Yeah, that's an athlete right there, and Tom Borelli has said it. Johnny Lovett may be the best athlete that they've got on this team. They've got a couple good ones, but Lovett didn't start wrestling until 9th grade. He's out of Miami, Florida. Coaches saw his tape and said, yeah, we're interested. You want to come wrestle up here at Central Michigan? And here he is. Breakout season last year, went 22-8 and 7-0 in conference duels. Lovett finished 2nd at the MAC championships. 2 straight years where he's qualified for the NCAA tournament. And a 7-7 start this year after the switch from 57 to 49. Off the mat they go again, but Lovett is so strong on top. You can see he's built.
And you mentioned there, didn't start getting into wrestling until he was in 9th grade. And I think, if you look at all that and then you look at Central Michigan, who's, willing to take a chance, have you come in and wrestle for them. And then you look at Tom Borelli, who's, been here over 30 years in this program. I think it help you get caught up on a little bit of the techniques.
Absolutely. Tom says, you want to give me a pure athlete? I can show him the techniques of wrestling. I've been around this game for a while. Final few seconds, and Johnny Lovett builds a minute of riding time after he gets that first takedown. And he's got the lead thanks to his escape.
I think good response there by Lovett, too. After losing a couple points there to Schickel, being a little bit too aggressive, I think, at some points in that first period, then he's able to come around, rack up the riding time, but also get his own takedown like we saw right there. Worked all the way through it, stuck around to get the points, and now is the lead coming into the second period. And we see Lovett work on top all the time. This is a spot where he's, going to have to get out quick and do something here in the second period. Central Michigan now down 4 points in the team score. They could use some work here from Lovett.
Lovett gets free, gets the point. Now he's going right back at the re-attack. That's what we remember watching from last year. Lovett has a ton of energy. He comes out just bursting onto the mat, and he wants to score.
Well, I think his reshot ability also is impressive. To get the first shot from Lovett coming across, he can put a lot of momentum, a lot of strength into trying to work through a double leg. But when you miss the first one, you think you fended off, and all of a sudden he's got that quick reshot to get right back in there. Can really change some things in terms of how the match is flowing.
Right now it's flowing in Johnny's favor, up 4-2, but Schickel trying to continue putting the pressure on as they've got back to their feet. Remember, Schickel got that first shot in and finished to take the 2-0 lead. Certainly thinking the sophomore, he wants to get back to his offense here and try and knot up this score.
Still well within reach, knocked down some of that riding time at the beginning of this period. Nice shot there that Lovett had a quick reaction to, but have to be aggressive here. Have to trust your stuff out there on the mat.
Each guy looking for one more takedown here before we head to that final third period. 4 straight points for Lovett. It'll be Schickel that has the option to start down in period 3.
I think Schickel just trying to figure out what's there right now. Kind of using some of that head movement, the foot movement to get Lovett into certain situations there. I think he had a decent look at that left leg of Lovett if he wanted to take a shot there, but he's going to have to use it in the third period.
And now for Schickel, Riley, does he start down with how Lovett is on top? There's your answer. He says, let's go neutral, so he's going to forfeit the opportunity to get an escape and get closer. Just wants to work on his feet and try and tie this thing up with a takedown. And now there's the turn, and Lovett is on his back. A re-attack, and Schickel has a chance for 6.
Well, if your question wasn't answered, if you wanted to go neutral, now it is.
Yes, it is. And Schickel wearing down Lovett and trying to get 6 and a pin. And there it is. A pin for Schickel and a mistake for Lovett and the Chippewas. A major decision win and then a pin, and Clarion has the advantage.